the 30th and we are bathed in the most glorious sunshine at the moment. I know it's not going to last, so I'm not being too eager to put everything out. I'm just enjoying it while it lasts and before we get plunged into cold weather again for the next few weeks. So in my last video I gave you a little tour of the garden and I put out potatoes and sowed some carrots. Today I'm going to start a little experiment of sowing parsnips in a 30-litre bucket. It may not work, we'll see. I have got, the variety that I've got are a half length, I think they are. There's a variety called Guernsey, which is a shorter than standard parsnip, so it might work, it might not. I'm also going to find a place in the garden to sow just a single strip of, did I say garlic? Parsnips. A single strip of parsnips, and to see, I've never grown parsnips before. This is another of my firsts, so we'll just see which way works better for me. Yesterday I also spent some time pricking out and potting on my tomato seedlings and the nasturtiums, marigolds, alyssum and arboreta that you saw me sowing in a previous video, which I will link up there. And yeah, we've now completely run out of space on the windowsill in the dining room and we've moved on to the dining room table, so we are rapidly running out of places to put seedlings to grow on, which I'm sure everybody else is at this time of year. one of the methods of putting the parsnips in will work, either here in the bed in front of me or in the bucket as you've just seen me sow them. I'm going to spend a little bit of time this afternoon just potting on some of my seedlings, and they're getting a little bit big. There's the tomato seedlings there. Those are Sakura and Black Cherry. They need potting on. Some more tomato seedlings, and you can see how leggy these are getting. So they definitely need potting on now. And also I'm going to pot on nasturtiums. I've got in here, which need pricking out, marigolds there, alyssum in this one, and arboreta in that one, so they need pricking out into individual pots. And lastly, I've got lots of little celery seedlings, so they also need pricking out into pots. Because with tomatoes, you want to, when you repot them, you want to bury them as deep as you can, really. What they have on their stems, I don't know how well you can see, is they have little hairs all the way down the stem, and those hairs will root if you plant them in deeply. So I'm going to plant them right up to here. Oh, I keep thinking I've got little spiders crawling on me. Oh dear. You can see it hasn't got a particularly long root below the stem, so we can plant that right up to where my fingertips are and it'll be happy. Just like that. And by planting them deep like this and making sure you're right up to that first set of leaves, you're giving them a really good, strong root system, and they should grow really well. These ones are a wee bit longer, so I'm not sure how well they're going to go into these pots, but I do have some slightly deeper ones. Let's see how we get on. I mean, that's not ideal because there's still quite a bit of stem showing, but I don't really want to pot it into a really big pot just yet, because it will have an awful lot more growing to do and I'm just going to run out of pots. Alright, so the last ones I've got are, they've really only just come through the last couple of days, and I didn't think they were going to come through at all, but I'm going to prick them out and pop them into little pots anyway, just to get them out of this tub. There you go. I'm hoping that wasn't too traumatic for them. These particular variety of tomato, this Coralic it's called, had the tiniest seeds I think I've ever seen for a tomato. Let's do the nasturtiums because they're trying to climb out of their pot. Don't really have any words of wisdom for nasturtiums because in previous years I've just put the seed directly into the beds and just, you know, waited for it to come up there. This year I thought I'd try starting the seeds indoors, and then sowing or planting them out in fixed positions when they're a little bit bigger and when the weather's okay for them to go out. Crikey, I wasn't expecting that. Plan B. I mean, that's a pretty good root system. So these are the dual mix nasturtiums. There you go, mate. If I do these next year, or when I do them next year, I'll do them individually in pots, or straight out, rather than doing it as I did in the tray there. Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that we've got another frost coming towards the end of the week, I'd be tempted to put these out into either the greenhouse or the tomato house, but I don't think they'll survive, so I'm going to have to keep them in for a little bit longer. They're like triffids, these things. Do you remember triffids? Terrified me. I think it was a series in the 70s when I was just a little wee kid. Absolutely terrified me, the triffids. I was convinced that there was going to be one growing at the bottom of my bed. Right, so that's Burning Embers repotted. Let's brick out the marigold, the alyssum and the arboreta. Marigolds and nasturtiums are really great to have in the garden. They're known as companion plants. They will, if you plant them with your crops, they will deter pests away from your tomatoes and your brassicas, and you know, they keep your plants not entirely pest free, but they help. Plus they look pretty and they smell nice. I broke that one. Yeah, that one's no good. Got 5 tiny seedlings for the alyssum. Had a load come up, but they then just proceeded to fall over and die. So I'm hoping that these ones will, survive being transplanted, pricked out. As you can see, they're really tiny. I've just got 5 of those. No true leaves yet, but again, I just want to get them out of this tub. Right, so we've got arboreta. I'll get as many of those as I can. These are great for attracting predatory insects into the garden, which will then in turn help prevent getting too many infestations on the plants that we want to keep. Right, so that's one tray of Aubrietta and Alyssum. So the last thing I'm going to do this afternoon is prick out some of the celery. Again, as you can see, they're really tiny, so I'm just going to have to be as gentle as I possibly can with them. And they're going to go into this multi-cell tray. So that will give me 9. Sorry, 12. That will give me 12, which is more than enough. Never grown celery before and didn't realise that the seeds needed light to germinate on the first lot I sowed. So this is the second sowing. Yeah, see how we get on with them. There's a lot of firsts this year. I think you'll find if you look at my other videos, there are a lot of things that I've never grown before, then I've never had the space for before, so it's nice to be able to grow more variety of things. So this year I'm just seeing what works and trying everything really. I've now completely run out of space. I'll just tidy up and I'll give you a little overview of what we still got going on the windowsill and what's now going to be on the table as well. So as you can see, we are now completely full on the windowsill and have a load on the table as well. And I think that's just about it for me from this blog. I will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please do come and visit me again. I would really love it if you could subscribe or give me a thumbs up. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Can't get up. I'm stuck. Oh, that was elegant.